Hey everyone, it's Courtney. Welcome to episode 13 of our podcast, Cozy Corner with Courtney. I'm your host, Courtney. I crochet, I knit, and let's get right on into it. This is episode 13, and I have something a little bit special to show you today that I got for the podcast. Yay! Cozy Corner with Courtney, episode 13. I picked this up from Five and Below. It was probably about $5. And let's see, how can I position it so that everyone can see? All right. Okay, all right, this is nice. All right, so now that we've got our podcast sign set up, you might notice that I did my intro a little bit differently today. I would usually say, I've got a lot of exciting things to share with you today, so let's get right on into it, because let's face it, usually I do. However, if you've been following for the past couple weeks, I've been working pretty exclusively on one garment. So that means that while I have been progressing, I just don't have a lot of exciting things to show you. I'm pretty excited about my garment, but there's one thing, okay? So I thought I'd just kind of use this opportunity to update you guys on what I'm planning to do for 100 subscribers and where I see this podcast going. So if that sounds like a good time, stick around. Otherwise, you can fast forward a bit and I will have my top that I'm working on, and I'll take that out to show you guys. Okay, so if you saw last week's episode, that was episode 12. I also recorded on a Wednesday. And as a side note, you guys may notice that, one thing that you guys may notice is that I don't always put out my podcasts on the same day, and that structure has been working pretty well for me personally, to have a flexible podcast putting out schedule, especially now that I'm nearing 100 subscribers. And you say, Courtney, maybe you would have more subscribers if you were more consistent with the day that you put it out. I'm like, yeah, but in this early stages of YouTubing, I think we just need to push through and do what works for us. Otherwise, it's so easy to be like, oh, I don't have as many subscribers as I want, I'll just quit. So for now, I'm giving myself a flexible schedule, podcasting on the day of the week that works best for me. All right. Okay, so what I was originally saying at the start of that, before I went off on a side note, is if you saw episode 12, I was thinking that maybe if we could push and get from 92 to 100 subscribers by Sunday, we'd have to do a giveaway, right? And that ended up not happening. I do now have more than 92, significantly more. And I'm actually pretty close to 100 now on Wednesday. So I know, that's really exciting. And I want to say, thank you, obviously, to those of you who subscribed. And to those of you who may not be subscribed, please click the button. And if I annoy you, that's okay. I understand. You don't want to subscribe to someone that you're not in love with their content. So just make the decision that's best for you. I don't want people to be guilted into subscribing to my channel. But yeah, if you would like to subscribe, go ahead and do it. And we're gonna have a lot of fun. It's gonna be a fun podcast girl summer, I suppose. And let's get into this and do this thing together. So right now, as far as the goal of 100 subscribers, I'm only 2 subscribers away. And wouldn't it be fun to maybe do a special episode or a Q&A to get when we get to 100? So if that sounds like a good idea to you, go ahead and drop any questions that you'd like me to answer in my next episode into the comment section. And maybe we'll have a special episode for 100 subscribers where it's a Q&A. And I know I don't have like a ton of subscribers right now, so if there's not enough comments to fill an episode, like we'll work it out. We're gonna work this out. If I have a one question that I answer for 5 to 10 minutes, that may be what we do. All right, so let's do it. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be awesome. I hope you like my sign. It's gonna be great. Yeah, all right, let's get into it. Okay, the thing that I have to show you is my WIP. So let me go and grab that real quick. It's my Seacrest tee pattern by Lillis. Yay, okay. So I made it pretty far on the Seacrest tee because I've been working on this project exclusively. If I hadn't been working on it exclusively, I would not have as much progress to show. I might have more WIPs to show you, more projects to show, but probably not this much progress, okay? So keep that in mind. But yesterday, I started the day by splitting the sleeves, started the knitting day by splitting for the sleeves. And so here's one side. Okay, whenever I show this, the bottom hem kind of gets rolled up. And I know it'll block out, so also just keep that in mind. So this hem, again, the pattern is Seacrest tee by Lillis. It's a free pattern, so go check it out for yourself. The lighting here isn't great. If you look at some of the YouTube shorts that I did earlier this week, I go outside to show the project, and the lighting out there can actually be quite good. One night it was kind of a sunset though, so everything is just draped in like blue. There's no filter on that video, it's just everything is like blue. Just letting you know. I know, I honestly can't even tell you enough about photography to know why, but very interesting, very cool. Okay, so here I have about close to 3.5 inches. And I'm gonna keep working on this section, just knitting in the flat. I don't wanna give too much about the pattern away, even though it is a free pattern. I'd like you guys to go ahead and download it, rather than like me tell you how it's constructed, you know, because I think that does kind of help the designer if you like download it. I don't know, at least to me, like I like to see big number go up, so so go ahead and download it. If anything, it might just make the designer happy, or maybe she has so many things in the works that she doesn't notice. I don't know. Oh, and I didn't mention this in last week's episode, but in episode 11, I talked about how I was having some tangle issues when I was like using the 2 strands from one cake of bamboo popsock. And so when I ran out of that cake of yarn, I obviously just grabbed 2 cakes, put them in these plastic baggies, and if you want, you can kind of like zip them up partially. And yeah, it does what a yarn bowl would do. So I honestly don't know why in episode 11 I was like, if you have any tips on keeping away tangles, like I was asking for tips, but this is like common sense. And the reason why I didn't originally think like, okay, I thought that 2 cakes of yarn might get tangled when I started, and then I was like, of course, just put them in bags, you know. So there we go. But also, if you see episode 11, I think I explained that it's because I knew I had 5 cakes of yarn, and I was like, what am I gonna do with the odd numbered cake, you know? I mean, I could have just wound it into another, and I will say, like, I was hesitant to do that only because I'd heard Stephen West say don't do that. Like, don't wind it into a smaller ball and cut it. Just use the 2 strands. But for this particular cake of bamboo popsock, it just got tangled so bad when I tried to use the 2 strands. So there you go, something to keep in mind maybe with using bamboo popsock. Yay! Well, this has been a really fun episode. Even though I don't have a whole lot to show you, my glasses are kind of new. I got them from Pear Eyewear. It's like a website, and you go like that. Yeah. And so they sell like different top frames, and they're like kind of magnetic, and they can attach to your base frame. So that's really cool. They have like collabs with different like companies that have characters and stuff too. And when I got these, I was like, these are really cool, but I definitely feel like I'm taking myself too seriously and could have maybe just gotten like a Snoopy glasses or something. Maybe next time, maybe next time. All right, and until that next time we see each other, I hope that you guys are happy, safe, and healthy. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're new here, I just want to say welcome, friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great week.